Okay, I'm gonna call out this guy that's calling out this girl. He's calling out this girl on dinosaurs because she brought up about dinosaurs, and I doubt either one of them will ever come to this series, anyways, because I'm not gonna make the series out to the name. What's this guy's name? Let's see what his name is. I think August the Duck. August, yeah, August the Duck, I guess. Anyways, he's about to rank on this girl about not believing in dinosaurs, and she is partially correct because the dinosaur shit is all bullshit. It's nothing like what they tell us it is. There are things to what they say, but there are so many lies that are revolving around it that she is correct, and this guy don't know what the hell he's talking about. But he's gonna feel real easy to rank her out, and he feels real easy to put her down because he's got 7.8 billion zombies backing him up. So for her to go ahead and claim what she's claiming, she's about to claim dinosaur bones. She's referring to dinosaur bones rather than dinosaur fossils. So that's understandable. This guy doesn't realize that when you go to the museums, he's so fucking stupid, but he thinks he's so intelligent. He's like, where does she get off saying it's bones? Why? Because when you go to the museum, they look like bones. They don't look like the fossils that they found in the ground. So whether they coat them with things and they put metal rods through them and all this shit, I mean, it's all very easy to fake. Okay, and any reality that we see are in dinosaur footprints that we would see in dinosaur footprints. But the whole thing about dinosaurs goes back a long way. So, how many hundreds of years ago did they already have time to set up these things? And the girl's making some good points. How many average people find bones? And this guy says, oh, well, I've never found a squirrel bone or a bear bone or anything. Yeah, you have. And as far as ancient fossils go, yeah, we all have. When we were kids and we were digging around places, we would come across them and not even know what they are. Depends on how deep down you dig and where you dig and all that kind of shit, right? So we actually have found ancient fossils, but they're not dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are not where it's at. So I'm gonna hopefully go through some of my videos and shit. We'll listen to some of this crap and maybe some other videos that I come across in the background as I take you through and prove to you that you can all prove for yourself that this guy here don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's full of shit, but yet because 7.8 billion zombie slaves back him up every day, he believes that what he learned in school is correct. No, it's all been a lie. All of it, way beyond dinosaurs. But it's good for a laugh while I'm making some videos. These are research videos I'm going through on several of my channels while I'm listening.
If dinosaurs actually existed, wouldn't their bones be everywhere?
Well guys, I'm happy today because I've once again discovered a new TikTok conspiracy theorist who is going to make me feel smarter and better about myself. And there's not much more a man can ask for. So the other day, I came across this TikTok that I'm sure many of you have already seen at this point, where this woman is questioning the existence of dinosaurs because, she's never found a dinosaur bone in the wild. Now you might be wondering, so what does she think that paleontologists do, and what does she think are in museums? Well, considering the
Paleontologists do is the same thing that geologists do. They're full of shit. They work off false science. Even when you go and start with the math of science, the math alone, start with zero and infinity. Zero and infinity do not exist. They only exist in the human psyche. They don't exist in reality. They're no part of any religion. They're no part of any. When you go and look at the true creator's work and you look at the false creator slash creator's work, you will realize that neither of those entities have ever used zero or infinity in their math, because the true creator uses no math at all, because in the true creator's work, everything is one. No division starts to happen until you get to the false creator slash creator's work. It's the way that it works. And you can all see this for yourselves. You don't have to listen to what I'm saying. You can all go look at what it is I'm showing you. And that's why I'm going to bounce around channel to channel a little bit while we do this. But this girl may be wrong about a few things, but it might just be the way she's wording it. When she's calling them bones, she may have an understanding that they're fossils. I don't know. I got to listen to the rest of it. But But this guy, he thinks that whatever he sees in a museum is based on reality. I mean, that's a bigger fucking joke. But you got to remember, 7.8 billion zombie slaves all believe that same shit. So
The fact that she thinks a fossil is a bone, I don't think she even knows what the word paleontologist means. But normally, when people are this insane, they just think the fossils are fake. They think that dinosaurs never existed, that it's just.
they haven't. Neither have unicorns. Neither have dodo birds. Neither have. There's a lot of things that they just make up. So dinosaurs, as what we're told they are, do not exist. She goes a little further. She's going into the religions with some of hers in a minute. I wouldn't even take it to that far either, because all the religions were also a lie, and we can prove that. This is not a guessing game. You can all see it for yourselves. I don't have to prove it to you. You can just go look at what I'm showing you, and you will all see it.
One big government conspiracy because somehow the government benefits from us thinking dinosaurs existed, I guess. But no, she believed.
They do. They do benefit from us thinking that. Look at all the millions and millions of dollars a year that are spent on scientists that revolve around paleontologists that he's talking about. Millions of dollars a year. Look at all the millions and millions of dollars a year created by the museums that are spent on museums, that are spent researching for the things that go into these museums, just only related to dinosaurs. All over this earth, it is this way. If you go to even Taiwan, right? Taiwan is real big on dinosaurs. They got dinosaur amusement parks, and just like every other amusement park has dinosaur rides. It's big money. It's big fucking money, just like everything else. Just like the spinning wet pear rocket ball that they've convinced you that you live on. So we can go into the moon, and we can go into other places on this earth that are in this realm, and you can prove that you're not on a spinning wet pear rocket ball. But yet 7.8 billion zombies all agree that we live on a spinning wet pear rocket ball because they've seen it on television, they've seen it in a movie, so therefore that's good enough for them. They read it in a book. But it goes against absolutely everything that you can see with your own eyes. You can see that that's not what's going on. You can see that's not what's happening. But yet no one will go look. We just take the word of these fucking scumbags.
Believes that these quote bones are real. She just thinks they belong to giant humans, and that dinosaurs were thought up to trick us into thinking that giant humans never existed.
And then the carbon dating is all fake as well. It's fake carbon dating. It's based on false science. Again, get rid of your zero and your infinity and start over again. Dumbass.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Or, I'm sorry,
once again.
geniuses.
If dinosaurs actually existed, wouldn't their bones be everywhere? Let's all put our critical thinking skills to the test this morning. So why is it that the average Joe has never dug them up? Like, why haven't you or I, or anyone we know, ever found a bone?
All right, Miss
We
Queen
have-
of Everything 0003, great name by the way. I'm gonna ask you to.
So her name 003 is the name of her channel, or her name 00, right? I mean, the zeros are everywhere in our math. So even this poor girl is, continuing with the same lies that she was given in school. And as she's grown up, she's read books, obviously, and she's watched enough movies and videos to convince her otherwise, right? So they're all lies. Every side is a fucking lie. So doesn't make this guy thinks that his side is the correct side because that's where the 7.8 billion zombie slaves stand. So in his opinion, that's all he has is opinion. Just like YouTube, they give you false opinion. They allow you to put forward false opinion, just like TikTok does. They allow you to do these things. They want you to put together false opinion and false accusations of things. They don't want you to see reality and talk about reality and truth. They just don't want it. It's too confusing for the average zombie slave to do. So let's continue.
Take the phrase critical thinking skills out of your vocabulary because clearly you don't know what that means. Ma'am, have you ever found the bone of a squirrel? The bone of, I don't know, a raccoon, a bear, a deer? Because I have.
Yeah, I bet you have. I bet you have. And you're just not thinking about it. You're not being honest with yourself. When you were kids and you were digging around places and you were out digging, you found hundreds of them. You might not even have known what they were half the time. You might have found them and thought that they were a rock. If it was something that was fossilized, you might have thought it was a funny shaped rock, right? And you just threw it aside. you know, and some paleontologist comes back to that same site that you were digging on as a kid, he'll recognize it, right? Um, when I used to be a kid, we used to dig down the Connecticut River, down at the river. All the old dump sites were there down the river. That's where they used to dump everything down by the river. How funny, huh? Back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. That's what they were doing with all the garbage. It would be dumped down there. So what would happen is the hobos, the bums, they would be digging up the old bottles and the old fossils from the 40s, 50s, and 60s, right? Just from the 1940s, 50s, and 60s. I know because there were times when I'd be down there to make money. We'd dig up certain medicine bottles and shit like that, and those were not fossilized. Those were actual bottles. But there were things that we'd find while we were digging that were fossilized from much earlier than way before it was ever a dump site. There were other things that were just mixed in the soil and the dirt down by the tracks that were fossils. So they were pointed out to us, and we didn't, you know, we just, again, we'd think it was rock. You know, we'd think it was a funny shaped rock or sometimes an exact shaped rock or stone. If something's too perfectly shaped, you know what I mean? A rock that's too perfectly shaped in any shape, whether it's a square, a circle, or whatever. And then you think about it and you just think it's a perfectly shaped rock. You say, wow, what a coincidence. And then one of the bums would tell you, oh no, that's something that's got fossilized. So it was something that was there and then got filled, like this guy saying, with the minerals and everything. But that doesn't account. At that matter of fact, down at that same fucking river are dinosaur tracks, what they call dinosaur tracks. They're not big enough to be no huge fucking dinosaur. They're supposed to be pterodactyls, I believe, and they're not even big enough to be that. They're more or less large lizards. They do walk on their back legs. They were not walking on their front legs. But I mean, we still see those things today. They call them iguanas, and you know what I mean. So something that looks like an iguana, but let's say 100 times larger than an iguana, right? So larger than a human. That would account for the size of the feet. It accounts for the claws and all that shit. Some people think that they were more bird-like, but if you really think about it, the lizard claws do kind of replicate a lot of bird claws. They do have similarities in them. So when we looked at the tracks of what they were calling and telling us were dinosaur tracks, we were just fucking dumb kids. We didn't know. We didn't look into it enough. You know, we just trusted everybody and believed that what they were telling us. And then we continued on the bullshit stories, just like this guy's doing now. And he's doing it with such confidence to rank this girl out. But he's so fucking wrong, it's ridiculous. If he has a lot of good videos, maybe he'd be worth calling out. But I don't think so. Just in his attitude that he's going through with this girl rather than investigating and seeing things for himself. He's just going by what the 7.8 billion zombie slaves told him in school, you know?
Haven't. I've never gone looking for them. Does that mean those things don't exist? Hey, I've never found a human bone either, but I think we exist, right?
Yes, you have.
This is one
Yes, you
of,
have.
if not the worst argument for anything I've ever heard. Especially when you consider that average people who weren't looking for them actually have found fossils before. This kind of person is my least favorite kind of person ever. The kind of person who thinks that as long as they say it, it's automatic.
That's just not true either, because you found human bones in the sense that in your television shows over the years and in your movies and in your documentaries and news reports and everything like that, they find bodies that were laying around for 20 to 30 years. And if, not bodies, but, you know, bones, remains. And bone fragments happen to be what's left among the remains. Now, those are not even fossilized, right? They're still bones. If somebody digs up a graveside, things like that, you can go to museums and you can see bones of humans. Some of them, I don't know if they have any fossilized bones of humans. I don't know. I think, yes, as a matter of fact, I was going to do a series. They found that, supposedly found the body and the bones of the first time we turned from ape to human. Because evolution is also a fucking lie, pal. Whoever this guy is, I'll have to get his name. He got some awakening to do himself because the whole thing was a joke. It was a joke. The fuck show is all on us. All right? So let me get something going here while I'm talking because so what I'm doing is I'm bouncing channel to channel because these are going to be uploaded on the Right to Reality channel. My computer sucks and slow. I'm going to be talking over this guy a little bit here and there. See what I mean? All right. So, but at least this one I can
Automatically
pause.
true.
Okay. So before I go back on there, I just wanted to point this out on Rumble. This is my Rumble channel. It's called Right to Reality also. Um, but I noticed something the other day that I thought was really funny. It's not showing me on here, so let me just try to find the video. There's one here that you can't see shit. It's all raining all through the video, and it's the one only video that got it's this one. It's this one right here. And it ends up getting, I think, 3 views. Let's go on it and let's look at it. I think 3 views, 5 likes, 6 likes, and 1 thumbs down, right? It's so funny because no one, yeah, this is the one. No one even knows what it is I'm showing them, anyways, even when it's not rainy like this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back on, maybe I'll do it now. We'll see what happens. My computer's so fucking slow. I'm trying to enlarge this right now and it's not even popping up to enlarge it. It's pissing me off. Yeah, it's just so fucking slow. And then here's a commercial too. So let me pause again. Okay, so here it is. So the video is actually pretty good. So I got 5 likes and one thumbs down. But I thought it was funny because more people have liked it and disliked it than have even watched it because it only has 3 views. I'll pop back out of it in a minute, but first I'll show you this. The imagery is banging in there, but it's only like 5 minutes of the video. Let me just play it. Might as well play it. I'm going to put a blue filter on it. This is on the Right to Reality channel on Rumble, which is not a channel I'm using really anyways. I hate Rumble. It sucks worse than YouTube. They're more, it's all robots. YouTube is bad enough with all the robots and shit like that. So I'm going to play and pause to drag it out a little bit more. But then you'll notice when the raindrops start falling on the windshield, this camera's in the car, and then you'll notice that the raindrops start falling on the windshield, and you can no longer see the imagery good. But I can do is I can take the imagery and draw the imagery from drawing, mean extract the imagery from the raindrops, which is also cool to do. So let's listen to these guys some more.
Can completely decay within 20 years. But these people are finding fossils that are intact, that still have teeth attached, from 76 million years ago.
Let me jump in here real quick. So real quick question about your name. Is it like shorthand? Is the full thing Queen of not knowing everything? Because you're really not making yourself look good here. Most people learn about fossils in 3rd grade. I don't know if you skipped that one or something, but...
Actually, man, she knows more than you do. She knows more than you do. She's actually going too far back in time because of her training. We only have to go back to about 10,000 plus years to get back to the pre-ancient. We think that we have to go back so much further than that, but really just pre-ancient is good enough. If we take the history from there, because at that time, everyone knew the true creator. Everyone knew what it is I'm trying to show you. Because we can see the true creator all around us. It's just that everyone refuses to look. We'll only believe what we're taught in our school. We'll only believe what we watch in a movie or watch on television. What I'm showing you now is coming over a computer screen. But you won't go look at this yourselves. You won't go look at what it is I'm showing you. Even though I'm showing you how to make your own Hydron cropper, I'm showing you how to crop images. I'm not explaining everything because I don't want to over-explain. You can just go look for yourself and do what I'm doing and then come to me and I will explain more as you go if you want. But what I'm actually doing is I'm dropping this on timelines. These are the timelines that come all through our system everywhere. They're everywhere in every direction. And we can start with the moon because the moon is actually a lot more important than people think. People think it's just dead weight out there doing nothing. It's not. We live in an electromagnetic nanocarbon system, and you're all in denial of it. You think it's everything from gods to alien gods to spacecraft and UFOs, and it was one time run by dinosaurs. And I mean, you're all full of shit. You only will go along with whatever it is your programming told you were allowed to believe in, and you won't go look for yourselves at any of the shit that I'm showing you, because I've been showing all you guys this shit for 6 years now, going on 7 years, and no one goes and looks. So this dude's so full of shit, it's ridiculous. But let's listen to him.
Fossils are not bone. I'm not going to sit here and explain fossils because I'm assuming everyone watching this video passed third grade. But as we all know, fossils are essentially like a casting of a bone from the mold that a bone created over time.
Yeah, you know what though, dipshit? If you're gonna claim that something's over millions of years old, get out of the tens of thousands of years where I want to go. You're claiming millions of years ago. I don't care how many millions. Point is this: with all the shifting, with all the breakdown, with all the weather and the weight, these fossils that you're calling dinosaur fossils, they would not make it. They would crumble into dirt and turn back into stone over millions of years. Maybe over hundreds of years, maybe over thousands of years. But once you get past the tens of thousands, 20s of thousands of years, nah, it ain't gonna happen. The same shit that happens with human bones. When you come back in a million years, you think the casket that someone's buried in and all their bones or parts of their clothing is still gonna be viewable after, let's say, 40,000 years, right? But since you're up in the millions, let's say 1 million years. So let's say after 1 million years, come on, man, it's fucking common sense. You know, you're going along with stupid shit and you're not thinking about the simplicity of it all, right? And then for you to use zeros and infinity in your math, I mean, get the fuck out of here, man. You fucking idiot. Or I'm sorry, a genius. You're a genius. You obviously are educated and you believe all the shit that you were programmed with and you count that as your intelligence. It's opposite of intelligence. It really is.
Minerals enter this mold that has been left behind, they crystallize and turn into basically just a dinosaur bone-shaped rock. So no, people aren't finding bones that are 78 million years old. They're essentially finding what are the casts of bones. You'd think before you made this unbelievably bold...
You would think that before you said what you're about to say, that you would think about something, anything, lasting for 78 million years and still being a fossil, right? How's it going to be a fossil? The fossil would be ground up by the earth and moved around and goes up and comes down over thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So there's no fucking way something from 1 million years ago is still going to be fossilized and you'll be able to tell what it looked like today, right? So you better either change your dates and bring those dinosaurs back to something that would have a chance to be fossilized at this day and age today, right? So 400 or 500 years, right? Somewhere around there, 600, 800 years maybe. I mean, for something to really be fossilized, again, we used to find them when we were kids all the time. You could find things that rusted away and then it gets fossilized, like a piece of metal, and it gets fossilized, and around it is this, looks like it just breaks in the dust. I think, matter of fact, I think I have one. I have one rock that I found, and I can't tell you where I took it from because you're not supposed to take it. You're not supposed to pick them up from there, you know, and all that shit. It's fucking crazy. So here this guy is ranking her out, and yeah, and the funny thing is they're taking all these people down, these TikTok people and shit, claiming that they have no right to talk craziness, so they should be shut down. You have to go with science. You have to go with our whatever science says it is. The government would never lie to you. No, you don't have to worry about the government lying to you. The government will lie to you. That's what we pay them to do. We, the 7.8 billion zombie slaves, we hire government just for that one only purpose, and then they run it all off from there. They figure out who's going to be the movie stars. They figure out who's going to be the musical stars. You know, they figure out who's going to be the political stars, and they set up all the stars, right? That's what we pay the government to do that for us. Military heroes, military stars, you know, all that kind of shit, right? And they set it all up, and they give us all these ridiculous shit that we supposed to pretend to go along with, and all this kind of shit. Wake the fuck up, buddy. Whoever you are. I don't even know if I like you enough to call you out, but we'll see what happens.
Bold claim on the internet for all to respond to, you would at least try and understand the base concepts of what you're talking about.
And if you're watching this video and have found a dinosaur bone, I would love to hear it. I'd love to hear the story. Message me. I honestly believe they put these creatures in front of us and made us believe it because of
did.
this.
No, it's not because of it's not because of this.
After all of our fallen ancestors.
All right, so what she's about to say is she's about to talk about the giants, and the thing is, giant humans, and we were bigger. We were bigger. As a matter of fact, science even doesn't even deny that. They deny it in one breath, and then in the next breath they say, "Well, actually, we were a lot larger back then because our lungs were bigger. There was more oxygen." Blah blah blah, and they have all this reasoning, you know. When we start getting into the colors and the races and the nationalities, black humans got the largest lungs, they got the largest brains, they got the biggest hearts. On average, not all of them, but on average, they have a larger body mass. They are the human creature, black humans are the human creature that still possesses a lot of those characteristics of the giants, larger body capacities, you know. So there's a lot of, but again, that only goes back to 10,000 years ago, not millions of years ago. The millions of years ago thing, we can get up to all that, but I mean, you guys are fucking wrapped up in what's happened in the last 600 to 800 years, up to 2,500 years of fake history, which is all false and fake, you know? It's all just fucking hopeless, man. Fucking hopeless. Let's hear some more.
Have always talked about the Nephilim.
Alright, so after hearing
Yeah, the
this, I
Nephilim, that's
googled what
it.
the Nephilim is, and it's a biblical thing. Apparently, mysterious beings or people in the Hebrew Bible who are described as being large and strong. Now, people who argue based off religious concepts that can't really be proven or disproven are not very fun to argue with, but I'm going to try to respond to this anyways. My main question is, why would anybody feel the need to do this?
No, it can be proven. It can be proven. Everything that I'm showing you here, feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast, from the veil to the ground, it'll prove that your outer space nonsense is all bullshit. If you go look at what I'm showing you, it'll prove that your math has all been false. It'll prove that, and once you go false math, then oh my God. So that means the clock has to be changed, and the zero has to be taken out of the clock. Zero has to be taken out of percentages. Zero has to be taken out of everything. The zero goes away, O goes away, the circle goes away, the tire, the wheel was the biggest back fucking slide of the human race in a long time. So if you put back to go back to ancient Greeks, when the wheel started being used more and more often was the ancient Greeks, right? Because up until then, nobody else was using wheels up until the Greeks, right? So that was a good starting point to look back to say, that's when things started really going wrong. And then the Romans took the circle, the O, the zero to a whole new fucking level. All that was all wrong. Those were all false. You have to go back at least 10,000 years to truth and reality, not the fake history they tell us about. And then we can start over and come forward from there. But the only way to do that is go look. Go look at what I'm showing you. Go look. Make yourself a Hydron cropper. I've got thousands of videos up between my 4 channels that I have now. All kinds of shit. Trees, rocks, stones, the moon. I'm going to go heavy on the moon coming soon. I'm going to start going in on the moon a lot better as part of the series. I mean, it's unbelievable. I move my cropper around fast because I get an image. I see it. I move my cropper around on timelines. I'm so fucking good at it now. Not because I'm a genius. Not because I'm a genius like this guy. Just because I happen to notice it. It took me time. One thing after another would come in to play, and I'd be like, there's no way. There's no fucking way. This cannot be. You know? And I'd be in denial of it myself. In denial of reality. Denial of what I could see for myself. I had to keep looking in order to really get it through my head. So now I can come right up to these timelines and the images show perfectly. Now I know when I'm watching the video back on the other screen over here of my own videos that I just did earlier today. I did one and I'm put it on the Michael Oziak channel, and I'm like, how could they not be seeing this? Come on. I mean, come the fuck on. Anybody can cut a piece of cardboard, call it a hydron cropper if it makes you feel better, and go look at the system. These are clouds that we're looking at, people. The other video I had was the moon in clouds. And we're doing it for ourselves. We're looking for ourselves. We're not listening to these assholes because they're such fucking liars. And they think that they actually have reality. This dude thinks that he has reality and that this girl's reality is somehow less than his. Nah, man, none of you have fucking reality. 7.8 billion zombie slaves. You do have the opportunity to go see reality for yourselves, but you're refusing to go look. Everyone is refusing to go look.
Do this. Furthermore, why would they go with dinosaurs? I mean, seriously, walk with me here for a second as I pretend to be a person who believes in this and just see how absurd this sounds. Alright, so based off this 400 years ago when people started finding the first dinosaur bones, all of the elites got together and were like, look, people are starting to find the giant bones of these people we don't want anybody to know about. Here's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna destroy any of the right.
No, that's not what they did. What they want to do is everything has to be a lie. That is the human concept. See, what happened was humans stole the false creator slash creator's work. The false creator slash creator stole the true creator's work. It was a vicious cycle. And when humans stole the false creator slash creator's work, a very large group of them, I don't know, a couple 100,000 maybe, all over the earth, spread out all over the earth, and they stole that technology and use it for themselves. They now today call that same technology, they call it weather, they call it God, they call it Jesus, they call it Muhammad or Allah, or they call it all kinds of things, space aliens, they call it a matrix, they call it holographic images. They can only get away with holographic images when I'm not showing you in the stones. Because once I show you in the clouds and the moon, then what'll happen is guys like this asshole will tell you that, oh, those are just holographic images. That's why I'm trying to show you. Let me press play while I'm talking. That's why I will show you thousands and thousands of them for your eyes. I'm seeing millions and zillions of them on a daily basis. But for you guys, when I'm making these videos, I'm only trying to get a couple thousand at you at a time. And I don't hang around too long because I know better than to waste my time, because then I get pissed off. So that's why I'm cropping for you. I try not to be lazy all the time about it. And it's not really laziness, it's anger. I get pissed that no one will go look for themselves. So when I take out the crop tool and I go like this, and you can see the fucking face, man. I mean, you can see it. And then I move the cropping tool over. Now, granted, I could have two cropping tools like I sometimes have been doing lately. And I can go on timelines on both sides of an image. And in these images are millions of other images. So I can take the camera off the fucking tripod and I can start going in and out, because it's all about angles and distances of perspective. So because I get so aggravated at putting the time in, and then my videos get deleted and then nobody watches them anyway, and the people that do watch them usually rank me out or have some kind of bullshit to say. So therefore, I don't really put too much effort into it. I'm not an entertainer. This is not about money. This is about helping us all, because they're telling you right now, man, 7.8 billion zombie slaves going downhill real fucking fast. Been saying it a long time, so I'm bringing my tool in. I see a timeline right here. I see them all over the place, but I see a timeline that I like, that I know that I can get the image for you, so I go on to it. Then I come over to the next one, and you can see where my cropping tool is. I'm moving it back and forth on a timeline so that you'll see this one, eye, nose, and mouth down here, right? And then I can come back out again. I'll let my eyes catch a whole bunch of other shit. And I just keep moving my cropping tool back in, knowing that, okay, that's one that everybody can see. And then I go to the next one. I might even come back and forth and pull my lights and shadows in. See what I'm doing? I'm pulling my lights and shadows. Because this one here, eye, nose, mouth, even has an ear to it and everything. And that's with the lower one, with the lower image, because it's image within image. If I came up higher, I could actually because again, feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast tells us something. Image within image. So when I'm doing this, I can also do this and get you the one right here, right? Eye, nose, mouth down here, right? Okay? So I can keep doing that all the way through these. Again, I get bored with it myself because it's not like anybody comes in and say, yes, I see it. I want to work with you. I want to fucking get to the bottom of all this. I'm done playing fucking games, man. It's all going down. I can see it's all going down, and I can see it now. This is what they did to us. Okay. Not fucking happening. Nobody. There's nobody. All fucking zombie slaves. Let's listen to this zombie slave some more.
Writing that talks about these people. You know, we're not going to do anything to silence people talking about these people existing. We're going to say that it was giant lizards that used to roam the earth. People will buy that, right? I mean, seriously, one of the main reasons all this started is because the first person to find a fossil just thought it was a giant human. And as we got smarter, we were like, no, this is a whole different thing. I mean, seriously, explain to me how the existence of giant humans and
Actually, it wasn't even that either. I mean, any fossils that they found that were really large like that were probably, who knows, one part of them could have been from a prehistoric, they want to call it prehistoric, from, again, it could not have been from millions of years ago because those fossils would have been crushed up with the earth moving, upper and lower. I mean, you ever bury a pet in your yard and then measure how many centimeters deeper it is years later, how many centimeters it moved left or right just after 5, 10 years? Because they do. They move around. Shit moves around. The fucking dirt moves around. Everything moves around. So if you put something in the ground, bury it, whatever you want, measure where it is, figure it out. You got all kinds of fancy laser fucking measurements. Take your zeros out of all your nonsense. That would be nice. So I'm rolling into this video that I'm doing. I'm 4 minutes in. It has not started raining yet. But this is the one that I'm talking about that's on Rumble, on my Rumble Right to Reality channel. The imagery is fucking banging in here. So maybe that is why people gave it a like on Rumble. Because I was just suspicious, but it is still suspicious because it was 3 views, five likes. Look at this one back here, 5 likes. Oh man, that was a bad burp. Holy cow, that hurt. Wow. Kevin, hit press play again because I'm dying to see when the rain comes in.
And people not knowing about that and thinking instead that it was just dinosaurs benefits anyone whatsoever. The absurd idea here, though, is that there is some sort of attack on religious ideologies since the Nephilim are people who are mentioned in the Bible, and that the government or the elites of the world want to silence this because it's based or rooted in something involving religion, which is absolutely insane to me, and I don't understand how these people get up and tie their shoes in the morning. Now, I'm not talking about religious people as a whole, do not get me wrong, but people like this specifically who think that there's some sort of giant secret attack on religion worldwide. I don't know if you guys have seen the state of the U.S. government.
It's not an attack on religion, religion there, dipshit. What it is, let me pause this. What it is division. Because what happened was humans stole the false creator / creator's work, and the false creator / creator's work is all based on division. That is the false creator / creator's math. Division equals multiplication, multiplication equals division, and they go back and forth. You just keep dividing, and that's how you get more of. So I'm gonna just take the camera off the tripod for a minute and just look around in here while I'm listening to this asshole talk. He's very aggravating to listen to. He's so fucking dumb. I don't think I would enjoy calling him out. I was already having a good enough time with yeah, that's nice. I was having a good enough time calling out the auditors. And then what was getting me with the auditors was that we're losing our rights because we never had the fucking things in the first place. Everyone's constitutional fighters and they're arguing about constitutional rights and everything. We don't have them and we should not have them. Fuck them. I mean, we should have human rights and stick to the human rights. And you guys are all ignoring that because New York is doing their thing now. Where they're putting everybody in camps now. So they're going to start putting everybody in camps, whoever they want. They're just, right now it's about the Lion Mama Kona 19, but they're already set up for it. I mean, and everyone's going for it. They're just fucking going for it. It's unbelievable. Look at this, how good this is. This is unreal. No wonder I got thumbs up on this thing on fucking... I thought they were joking around because I saw it start raining, and I'm like, why would they give 5 thumbs up on a video It's really fucking good. There's a lot going on in here. What I'm saying, why would they give 5 thumbs up for a rain video? Because I know nobody's looking at what it is I'm showing it. Doing what I'm doing now, yes, it's kind of hard not to see it. You'll have to change the channel. You'll have to make up some excuse, some reason why you're not going to watch my video. Because you're going to say, oh, he swears a lot, or he's just so out there, or whatever. You have to come up with some excuse to walk away from it. Otherwise, you're going to see it. And if you see it, you're going to be scared. You won't admit that you're scared. You'll say there's no fucking way. I couldn't have been lied to all my life, and blah, 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 blah. You're all full of shit. You're all a bunch of fucking liars, just like me. We all are. And that's all part of it. So this guy here is ranking this girl out about being a lying motherfucker. And she is. How can she help it? She's in this realm with the rest of us. So, but you guys that have come to my channel and you guys see what it is I'm showing you, you don't have no excuse anymore. These people have never come to my videos. If they did, then I could rank them out too, and I'd say then right just like I am. Because really, I should not be the one to show this to everybody. I should not have to be the one bringing this to all of you. You guys should have brought it to me. I'm not, that's the way I feel about it anyways. In other words, there's a lot of people that are a lot smarter, a lot more enlightened, or at least they claim to be. And those people there should be the ones that, brought all this to us.
Recently, there's supposed to be a separation of church and state, but there's not. Most political candidates these days on both sides still run on at least a religion-influenced platform. And I promise you, 400 years ago, there was less separation than there was today. 84% of the planet is religious. Who is launching this attack to hide...
What did he say? What did he call it? A planet. Right. That's how fucking stupid this dude is. And everybody will go along with that. Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, who's going to doubt that? What are you, a flat earther? Because that's what he's going to accuse her of next, of being a flat earther of some kind or something like that. They're all wrong. They're all liars. That was the whole point of it all. Division, 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 divide, 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 divide. That was how the entire system was built. The whole entire biosystem is based on division in order to be. In the human concept of it all, we call it weather, we call it God, we call it nature. No, it's not. It's the true creator. It's the false creator / creator. It's the builders all around us. Triangular builders.
The existence of giant humans just because it's mentioned in the Bible. Seriously, how do you believe this stuff? I promise you Joe Biden is not sitting in the White House like, okay, how's Project Nephilim going this year, boys? Have we planted enough dinosaur bones yet? Have we met our quota?
And if the meteor thing truly happened, if something of that magnitude was to hit Earth, it'd be something like 10,000 nuclear...
So see, she believes too in the outer space nonsense. See how you guys are all divided? You see what I'm saying? Whatever this dude's name is, who I'm talking to, I don't even know. August the Duck. August the something. So, you see there, August? Are you understanding yet? So here she is, also believes the same thing that you believe. She believes that you live on a spinning wet parakeet ball flying through the vast of outer space, where these, what she's calling meteorites, which are not meteorites at all, they're electrical, it's an electromagnetic nanocarbon system. So there are a lot of electrical aspects going on in this system that you guys write off as rocks in outer space, rather than the actual heavy metal and mineral that they're made up of that causes the arc or the spark or the, right, we would probably call it an arc when it got to the biblical terms. We would call it the, yeah, that is probably why they call it an arc. But anyways, she's just fucking silly as you are. You see how we're all divided? So you and her agree on that one, as the 7.8 billion zombie slaves all do. But then we're going to be divided at every other realm. We're going to be divided because you're both two different colors. She's female, you're male. We're going to be divided by our thoughts and ideas because that's what the human concept does. The human concept stole the false creator / creator's work and learned this is how you make it all work. This is the way, if they want to stay in charge and they don't want any of the zombies, and I gotta tell you, it's not their fault. It is our fault. It is the 7.8 billion zombie slaves who go along with all this shit without going and seeing things for themselves, without wanting to know the truth to ourselves. We want to be lied to about absolutely everything. It's a shame. It's a fucking shame. And you don't have to fucking worry about it because you don't have to notice it. You don't have to see it. You're just going along with everything you ever heard, learned, thought, taught, programmed. You're not going to go against your program, obviously. And neither is she.
The bombs going off. How didn't everything get obliterated? There wouldn't be anything left, let alone bones.
When people have this much of a flawed understanding of how things work and like the facts that we know, it's almost pointless to respond to the things they say because you'd have to dissect so much.
It's really not, dude, because if you go listen to your fake ass fucking science, they made a claim that you have the claim that the moon was at one time hit the earth. The moon was much larger and then it hit the earth. You remember that bullshit story, right? So they have all these ridiculous fucking stories. When you go see the moon, I'm going to show it to in this series. I don't even know who the fuck you are, and you would aggravate the hell out of me to make a series to you because you think that you know what the hell you're talking about, and you're so far off. So far off. But I guess if I'm in a mood to be pissed off and aggravated, it'd be fun to do a series too. So yeah, she's not, even though she's wrong, so are you. You're all fucking wrong. Go take a step back and look at things and see them for what they are. Stop fucking playing this game that you're intelligence and this girl here is the ignorant one and she doesn't know because she wasn't paying attention in third grade. Bullshit, man. We were paying attention in first, second, third grade, but what happened was we were zombified. We're forced into believing a bunch of nonsense that made absolutely no sense, but you couldn't question it. You had to just go along with it, even though it did not meet with what we could see with our own eyes as children. And we had to fucking believe in it. And then, the more movies you watch, the more books you read, the more imagination you gain. Then all of a sudden, what I'm showing you right here, what I'm showing you that's all around us, that we can all see for ourselves, this is the part they're going to call imagination. This is the one that you're all going to say, oh, that's just your imagination. All right, there's my 47 minutes. I'll be back.